All right, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kakodash. Double honors unto my apostles and others of great millstone. Peace and safety to all the sincere Akyam that's out here pushing this word in truth and in all sincerity. Shalom. All right, and shalom to you sincere sisters as well. Shalom. All right. So back at it. It's gonna be another one. I'm en route to the job. But as the title of this goes, the irony of it being called the stablecoin, and you know, that is a new currency, basically being established as a safer option, right? And because everybody understands, or everybody should understand, or will, I could even say, will understand that, Salakia, my phone all over the place. Water out of there. Salakia. All right. Back to the point of this society, American society, the global society. This is where a lot of people are failing to see, if they don't already see, and like I was saying, they will see because it's happening, is money is transitioning from what we have been used to as in paper money, paper and coins. It's going to become digital. Ask yourself this. This is just to show you how things have changed. I rarely, if ever, have cash on me. Like, rarely. Like, my rib works in a business where a lot of her money 5 years ago was straight cash. Like, she come home with, you know, all of her appointments were paid with cash, specials, cash, where it was just like, it'd be nothing to have put away hundreds of dollars. Like, you know, let's put that cash away. Let's just hold the cash. That don't happen no more. Because people as a whole aren't dealing with cash. We don't deal with cash. That's the truth. Cash is already a obsolete tool of money. Now here's the kicker. Legally binding, no place cannot accept printed U.S. money. It's still money. So what's going to start occurring is they're going to start making more laws, putting laws in place where, you know, paper money is done with. They're going to give you that deadline, like they do with everything, your real IDs, all these different things. They're going to tell you by this point that we're no longer accepting this money. Trump already is in, if he hasn't already, he already put in motion to do away with the penny, because the penny minting pennies is a losing act. It costs more to make the penny than what the penny is it's worth. This is where we are. So even with from Trump going 4 years ago, again, being anti-digital currencies and, you know, and so on and so forth, cryptocurrencies, however you want to look at it, here we are. Here we are. We're months away from 2030. Think about that. We are months. Yeah, you could convert those months into years, but we are months away from 2030. Like a solid, what, 48 months? Give it 50 months or so away from 2030. Think of, this is where we're here. That's why all roads lead to the MOTB. Revelation 13. That's why you got your senators. I was watching Elder Yashawamba's video, and he was doing almost like a commentary on his own video that he did with Elder Ariala. And they were speaking on it. And, you know, this is the progression. This is where we are. You're under a rock if you have no clue about any level of cryptocurrencies. And I'm not even speaking on trading, making money. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm just speaking from the very essence of just, this is what's happening in the world. This is where we are. In China, they tell you, they look at you strange if you deal with paper money. And this was 5-6 years ago. See, China is nothing more than a simple training facility for America. Because China is basically, you know, China copies everything. China's military is a military based off of, it's a carbon copy. It's like the anti. They copy America. This literally, but at the end of the day, when you get caught up in the whole sovereignty of nations, that's where you get confused and you become Chief Ephraim in this conversation. All these nations are pushing forward. War benefits them. Don't you get it? Conflict benefits them. You can't look at what they do as if it is on the same timeline or effects of us. They're the ones creating it. That's why in Revelation, in the 13th chapter, it says rich, poor. See, there's a big difference, but the elite are not rich. They're beyond rich. They make rich people. Okay? They're the ones that's doing the chipping. They control the whole board. They're pushing forward. They're progressing. I remember when I moved here where I am in Atlanta. I moved here in 2008, right? And I remember during the Obama administration, there was a major push to take analog, because a lot of people, you probably don't even remember, depending on your age, there was a time where you could literally buy a TV. You could buy a TV and then and have an antenna and get channels, because it was all cable analog. See, now your TV is not analog, it's digital. Everything has transitioned. They forced people to transition. That's what that program was. Because see, when you study the internet, when you look into, just study the internet, look into the progression of the internet. I remember I looked into this. In the year 2000, I don't remember exact, but I'm throwing a number that's very close. But in the year 2000, keep in mind, we're 25 years removed from this. Only about 2% of the American population had internet. It was like less than 5% for sure had internet. Do you understand? Like, they've been pushing these people into this technology. That's all that's been happening over the last 25, 30, 40, 50 years. They've been slow feeding. See, even right now, what's going on is it's a painful wait. They're waiting on these silent generation, a lot of you old boomers. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to that 65 and up, 70, 80. They're just waiting for this group to die off. That group has no intent. You think they're going to accept putting a fucking microchip in their arm or in their head? Get the fuck out. A computer chip? Most of them don't even know what a computer is and how a computer actually works. Do you understand? Like, this is where we are. All right? And the irony, and I know I'm all over the place, but I'm not in the spirit. I'm just, like I said, I'm driving. But this is all dealing with the MOTB. That's what this whole thing is that I'm talking about. Revelation, the 13th chapter. The hour of temptation. All of it is leading to this. All right? Money. This devil has been progressing this money in a controlled fashion for the last 200-300 years. Understand that. See, hey, that's a spirit, 144. All praise Yahweh Shemi Awashai. All praise Yahweh Shemi Awashai. That's a spirit. Me and brothers and a few elders years ago, we went to the Federal Reserve. Right? There's 12 Federal Reserves, I believe, throughout the country. And there's one here in Atlanta, and we went there, and we took the tour, we walked through it, and one of the displays, they show you money. They show you how, because at one point, each state had their own money. Georgia had, the state of Georgia had its own money. South Carolina had its own money. Florida, everybody had their own money. Then, after the Civil War, and money, then you had the United States of America, a federal government. Then that's when they begun the unification of this money. See, like I said, a lot of people, man, you're so lost in the game, you're so far behind in what's happening that a lot of you really, it's through the spirit, I'm just saying this, a lot of new people really should just be shutting the fuck up and catch it up, man. You want to scoff and scorn, and you don't even realize how far in the game we are. I'm talking about the history of even this money going from each state having their own money. Prior to even that, why was there paper money? Paper money goes back to rich people traveling across this country on railroads, and them being on them railroads, right? You would have railroad robbers. They robbed the railroad, right? So one way they were doing it is they would convert their gold and all of that into paper money. So then when they get to a bank, that was the whole, see, all of this goes into it. This goes into your Jekyll Island when the Federal Reserve Bank was created. What was that, in 1913? See, man, these devils have been working. This has been a plan. This is not some new no, the plan for the last 300 years has been to get to this point. It's controlled. See, Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, tells us that he keepeth that at home, and his desire is as death, and he cannot be satisfied. And he heapeth unto him all people. This devil, the so-called white man, you Edomites, all right, or the elite specifically, have a grand plan of total control. See, they already control this, but they want more control. See, what I'm doing right now is in a sense out of their control, and they don't like that shit. Any level of truth, any level of money that's being spent out here that they aren't seeing, like what they show you that in these movies with the drug dealers. A nickel bag moving in my park, I want in. That's their attitude. They're the gangsters. See, Elder Yashawamba was speaking on this. And I did a lesson on this as well. See, they don't, right now, they don't want these, see, you got all these women out here that do hair, that braid. They ain't paying taxes on that shit. Not to the extent of which they should. Yeah, these nail techs, these hairstylists, your dope boys, your trappers, the nigga that cutting grass, the nigga that's washing cars. You understand how much money is flowing out here that in his mind it's like, man, it's not enough that he makes trillions of dollars a day. It's the fact that there's $1 trillion left on the table and he wants it. He sees it from that angle. He doesn't see what he has. He sees what he hasn't conquered. His appetite cannot be satisfied. He wants it all. If there's any money being traded,